Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
For a couple weeks, we had some things to do, holidays, and things of that nature. But we are back today, so welcome everybody back. And as usual, I am here with my co-host, the lovely Miss Janice.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing today, Miss Janice?
Good. What about yourself?
I'm doing good. We back on the radio. I'm doing real good. And also, we got our awesome team member, Miss Samantha and Dennis. How you doing today, Miss Dennis?
Good. How are you?
Doing really, really good. So I'm noticing the eyeshadow here.
Yeah.
Got the red, the black, the green going on. Can you look in the camera so they can see that?
One?
Yeah, look in that camera. Can they see that?
I hope so.
Her shadow on her, is that what that's called? Right, it's red, black, and green. Nice. BBD colors. RBG, yeah.
Sam is BBD down today.
Yeah, I see. She represents.
I got my new shirt.
Got
this
your shirt
weekend.
on?
I
Okay.
felt real like,
You felt real black by the band? Nice. That's what we like to see. That's what's up. I'm missing something. Where's my bell at? I would have gave you a bell on that.
Damn.
I need a bell. I got my bell today. We'll find that bell. We're going to find that bell. So anyway, everybody, welcome back to the Black by the Man radio show with your boy, Brother Mike. We are back for another episode. So we kind of been missing in action for a minute. So we thought we'd come back and have a little fun today. So today's show, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Ding, ding, back in business. So yeah, so today's show, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to do what we call support or abort mission. So we're just going to go over some things that deal with black people and whether we should support it or abort it. But before we get into that, how was everybody's weekend?
Good.
Is it good?
Very good.
Very good?
Yes.
How about your weekend? And and last weekend, because we wasn't here for Monday, so
Yeah, we're coming off the hair show.
Previous to that, yeah, because we was at the hair show. Yeah, right. Okay, so my weekend before that, I hosted for Andre Johnson. Shout out to Andre Johnson. Brother Mike hosted the first inaugural District A County Council Masquerade Party. You know what I mean? Brother Mike, I was in the building, trying to represent, supporting the brother. I like what he's trying to do with Harford County District A. For those who don't know what District A is, that's like the Jocktown, Edgewood area. Okay. So he's running for county council. So again, shout out to Andre Johnson. So the event was nice. It was very nice. People came out, and the women were very elegant with their gowns on, and the men had on their suits and tux and things of that nature. So yeah, it was nice. It was a great opportunity. I enjoyed being there. I enjoyed supporting it. I enjoyed meeting different people. So again, shout out to in the Harford County area. Make sure you go out and vote for Mr. Andre Johnson. That is District A County Council in Harford County. So yeah, that was a cool event. Had some pictures taken, some professional pics.
Awesome.
Rubbed some elbows with some, folks I probably would have never met before. So that was nice. And then fresh off that, Monday we did the hair show. How was the hair show?
The hair show was really good.
The hair show was good, right? So for all who don't know, we didn't do a show last Monday. Instead, we decided to broadcast live from down at Paul's Beauty Expo, which is the hair show that happens every year in September down in Greenbelt, Maryland. Myself being a master barber, I attend every year, get products, meet people, so forth and so on. So this year, we thought we'd be creative and broadcast live. You can check that broadcast out on the Black by the Man channel on YouTube. It's been posted. And as well as the Black by the Man radio show page on Facebook. So, yeah, I enjoyed that experience.
I did, too. I just would have liked to see a little bit more competition.
A little bit more competition?
That's what the basis of a hair show was like people that style hair and then it's like short people. I walking into.
Right. Well, some hair shows are different. You know what I mean? Some specialize in competitions. Like when you get into the bigger hair shows, like Brown Brothers
Yeah, I think that's
down
what
in
I'm
Atlanta.
basing it off
Right.
of,
Like
the
that's like the
big
biggest
ones.
black hair show ever. So yeah, I think you'll see more competitions down there with people doing, the little creative hairstyles,
Right.
so forth and so on. Paul's is a little smaller, it's a little more concentrated. It has a lot of barber stuff, which I like, but they always tend to do the barber demonstrations first.
Okay.
So we got there, most of them was already finishing
Right.
up. But yeah, so it's a smaller show, but it's a chance to, meet people, network a little bit. You actually was a part of a demonstration.
Yeah.
So,
That was cool.
that was
And I
cool, right?
bought, like the product that she used in my hair. So it was really
Right.
cool. And I used it on Peyton's hair and it worked really well.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, it was cool.
You Glam by Sam, Black Body Man radio show, right? Went down there and snatched you right on up, be one of our clients today. So yeah, that was cool. And I'm glad we got that, on film, you know what I mean? Now, Miss Janice, that was your second time going to that hair show, right? So you was a little bit more familiar with it. So
Yes.
how was it in comparison to say like the first time you went?
it was better.
It was better?
Yes, the first time I, really didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
This time it was pretty much same old, same old.
Right.
I just
right.
I just like to see a lot of competition.
Yeah, the
I love-
competitions wasn't as plentiful.
Yeah,
And I believe even the host even said something about that.
yeah, that's what I was
She
going
was
to
trying
say.
to coerce other people to step up to the
Yeah.
plate. These women can get their hair done for free. Come on, step
This
up.
was the first year for the competition part after that?
I don't know if she said that
Yes.
or not. Did she say that?
Yeah, because they
Because
didn't
usually
have
it's
it
just
last year.
demonstration.
Yeah,
I don't remember competition.
yeah,
So maybe that'll spark it, more people that want to get involved
Right.
and actually compete. But yeah, it was cool though. I enjoyed walking around, meeting everybody, talking to different people. If you guys take the video out, like I said, on YouTube at the Black Body Man channel, you'll see I interviewed a few people, you know what I mean, and try to, give them their shine and talk to a few people. And in the process, I got pulled up for an interview. So that was cool. You know what I mean? That was cool. I got interviewed by Paul's Beauty Supply, the warehouse. They do their own interviews of certain individuals that come into the show. That was pretty cool. They had Brother Mike feeling good. My tank was full. They gassed me up. My head's big enough. I couldn't even get it through the door after that. My head's already too big. But yeah, that was a cool experience.
Yeah, they had
I'm
plenty
looking
of
forward to
vendors.
doing that.
There's a lot of
So
vendors.
next on the venue, we're considering doing the Black Arts Beauty Expo in DC, which is in October. So stay tuned. We might be down there with a booth. Set up BBD radio show. We'll broadcast again live from there, and get a chance to bring Black Body Man to DC. DC, BBD's on their way.
Oh, that
And
would be
Brother
fun.
Mike is coming.
That would be fun. You saying like we'll have our own booth?
Yeah, we're gonna do our own booth.
Nice.
We're gonna do our own booth. So we'll alternate. We'll man the booths, and then we'll go out and do some live broadcasts. It should be pretty cool. It should be pretty cool. But so moving on, what we got going on in Carolina? So I'm gonna go ahead and where you guys can get linked in, kind of hang out with us today, and welcome you back to the Black Body Man radio show. And we're gonna try to have a little fun. We'll go over. No, I'll tell you what. I'll tell them what we're gonna do. I think I already mentioned it. We're gonna do support or abort mission. So we're simply just gonna go over a few things that deal with black people and try to see if we should support it or if we should abort it. You know what I mean? Think it's not in our benefit, or think it is in our benefit. But before we get to that, let's do some current events with the lovely Miss Janice. Stay tuned for current events with the lovely Miss Janice. Over
Yeah.
to you.
I think we're having a lot of doubts right now that law enforcement officials will conduct a thorough investigation into the killing of Botham Jean, man who was shot dead in his own apartment by a Dallas police officer. One of the civil rights attorneys representing Jean's family retweeted a message on Saturday night from activist Shaun King that's adding fuel to the concerns. A key eyewitness told us today investigators didn't take a single note when they interviewed her. Said they never called her back. When they asked the DA if they had even heard that witness existed, and the DA said the Texas Rangers never even mentioned that witness.
Wow.
In the earlier post, King said a sixth person joined other witnesses who contradicted Dallas police officer Amber Geiger's version of how the shooting unfolded. Another close neighbor of Botham Jean came forward today to say that they heard her in the hallway banging on his door, yelling for Botham to open the door. That's the sixth witness who says that happened. which debunks her fabrications
Right.
of what really happened.
So we know that she's lying, right? Which is typical. Like I don't,
Yes.
I don't know any gang members. I mean, police officers. I'm sorry, that just So we. So what's our take on this? Y'all already know my take on this.
It's so annoying because I saw at the end marijuana in his apartment.
Oh yeah.
And at this point, I'm like, well, what does it matter?
Well, black people are the only people that can get murdered and still get put on trial while they're dead.
Put on trial for that. Put on trial for their own murder.
Yeah, for their own murder. Let's dig into his character and see who he was as a person. He might have deserved this.
So.
I think it's a lesson in it. I think it's another wake-up call. It's sad that it has to come at the expense of someone else's life. But I'm just saying, for the brothers out here, like, you better be careful with who you get involved with. And that's the best way I can say it. You better be careful with who you get involved with, because everything ain't sweet. You better wake up and realize the realities of this society. But yeah, not surprising that they're going to try to change the narrative and, and now focus on him. I mean, I don't know if anyone pays attention, but this is what they do with everything. So everything dealing with black people being victimized in one way, shape, or form, they start the propaganda campaign to change the narrative. So whether it's Kaepernick taking a knee because of police brutality and then they switch it over to disrespecting the flag, or whether it's this brother being murdered by some crazy white woman that was in love with him, and now it's getting switched over to him being a criminal and he had marijuana. But why don't they show the pictures of them on the choir singing together? Because they went to church together and everything.
Did they?
Yeah, they went to church together. That dude was smashing. That's what you mad about. I'm just going to put it out there. This is the Black Body Man radio show. We don't pull no punches around.
So she didn't.
Not surprising.
So she wasn't tired.
Well, with the of the building, and he's showing how the key system. Even stuck the wrong key in there, the light would be red, and there's no way of unlocking the door. Because he was smashing. That's why she had access.
Okay, so.
But hey, that's just my take.
So even with all of this going on, this newfound information, this is still manslaughter?
Yeah, because he's still black and she's still white. Oh. So unless that changes, that's just going to be the reality of the charges. I'm sorry I have to bring it to people with that rawness, but what else can I report on? I tell the truth up here. You know what I mean?
I mean, because the witnesses are saying that she was banging on the door.
I thought she
opened it to let her in.
That's probably what made her so mad. She wouldn't let him in. I mean, he wouldn't let her in.
So then she pulled out the key that he gave her? Is that how
she got a key from somewhere. Singing on the choir together. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. That's serious.
Right. This is America. That's why your boy did that song. What's the young boy, the millennial kid? This is America.
Childish Gambino. No.
Childish Gambino, right?
Danny Glover.
Right, look, young Danny Glover. See, that's what he was talking about. This is America. It just confuses me how, we as a people sit back and watch all of this continue to take place, and then still get uncomfortable when someone says, well, she's getting away with it because she's white. You understand what I'm saying? Black people are like, oh, don't say that. You know what I mean? It's so you're more comfortable with watching the actual act of violence happen against people in an unjustified manner than we are with discussing it. That's a problem.
That is a problem.
That is. That's a problem. That's a problem. So, yeah, she'll probably get away with it. They're already reducing charges. Now, the disturbing part is that, the commissioner is a black woman, right?
Right.
And who else?
Who's the black? The chief of police?
Yeah, the chief of police is a black woman, and I think the DA is a black man, and what else was it? It was someone else. The commissioner is a black woman. So basically, it's three people that was in charge of putting these charges on this particular guy.
And they letting this all go.
And they letting this ride, and it turns out to be black people. So people are very confused about that. How could black people, not charge her with murder, so forth and so on. And I have the simple answer for that. They want to keep their job. That's it. Nutshell. They want to keep their job. This is how the system works. You're not going to be some black person that steps up and just starts bringing all this justice to black people and then think you're going to stay being the chief of police or the state's attorney. You're not. You're not. Remember the movie that they ran on Netflix that everybody was excited about, Bright?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that movie was subliminal about black and white, so forth and so on. Okay, so remember the scene where Will Smith took him out and about and those other orgs were out there looking like black people in the cities, looking like thugs, and he's like, I need to check you to make sure that you, okay, that's the game. That's why they put it, you know, in your face on the movie. They're trying to show you, they got to make sure you are now on Team Blue. You ain't black, you not white no more. You on Team Blue, right, Team Blue.
It's too much for me.
Yeah, it's way too much. So, yeah, I feel bad for his family because they're not going to get true justice. And whatever happens to her is going to be a smack on the wrist, you know, because at the end of the day, you got to understand how this whole system was set up. You know, you're not who you think you are. You're not protected like you think you are. All right, what we got going on next?
Staying on the line of sad news.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
City officials in Brockton, Massachusetts, announced plans Wednesday to terminate a racist officer whom they believe lied to get a black man falsely arrested.
Okay.
What else is new?
Nice.
He's now on unpaid leave pending a hearing for termination.
Okay.
So what had happened was Delgado, the officer, approached Sean Williams, the guy, the black man, and demanded to know why he was parked in a handicapped spot outside a medical facility. But was not properly, I guess he wasn't properly displaying, you know, the handicap tag in his car. A surveillance video appears to show Williamson, who has an amputated leg, present the card to the officer. So he ended up giving him the handicap card. However, Delgado insisted on still writing the ticket.
Right.
So he still read the he still wrote the ticket, which led Williamson from getting out his vehicle to go over there and argue with him. So he stood there and argued with him for a while, but after, like I said, he still got the citation ticket, so forth and so on. Williamson filed a complaint at the mayor's office, and about 10 minutes later, Delgado reported that Williamson had threatened him during the confrontation. So based on Delgado's word, officers later arrested Williamson on charges of assault with a dangerous weapon.
Wow. So sad.
The whole time that the argument took place or whatever, the officer had said, you know, he poured out a weapon on him.
So how did it come out that he lied?
So surveillance. They did a full investigation on it. So surveillance showed, you know, the man with the amputated leg, showing him the handicap card, but it still wasn't good enough.
Wow.
He still wanted to, you know, call him the N-word and go on. And once he found out that he was going to file a complaint at the mayor's office, that's when he made up the whole story about he threatened him.
Wow. A white cop lied about something. Remarkable. Remarkable.
Oh, God.
So here's what I want to say in regards to that, right? For the people out there listening, understand as a black person, when you get pulled over by the police, you are dealing with someone who has superiority over you in this society. Do your best to stay calm and just get the hell up out of there. Don't give them no lip. I know you think it's within your rights to say this and say that and step to them because they pulled you over unjustly. It's just not worth it. It's not. They're looking for a reason to bring the blues into your life. Rather the blues is just you getting locked up, tased, shot, or whatever. You know, like it's a lot of devils in uniforms.
But this is the part I still
Teach
don't
it to your
understand.
kids.
I still don't understand that even after investigating and they found out he lied and everything, like he still is going through the system where he get to still
Due process.
talk.
Right. He's getting a trial.
Like he's still not getting terminated immediately. He's still getting
paid.
the whole
Exactly.
process, and he
Right.
gets to explain everything. And like, what does that mean?
Well, because
He could still end up with his
you know,
job.
like we're hoping justice gets served by the people that's on the same team as him. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a child doing something and then you taking it to the parents and waiting for the parents to really scold this child they're just not going to do it.
Right.
You know, so you're going to their other team members and saying, hey, listen, your team member did me wrong, and I want you to take care of him and deal with him. They're like,
They taught him how to
yeah,
do it.
They're like, sure, we'll get to it. We'll deal with it.
Now, a couple weeks ago, when we saw that black officer, beat that black man.
Got dealt with immediately.
That was
See, that's because
Like,
he's on our team.
that wasn't no
but
ands,
he
ifs, or
thought
buts
he was
about
on
it.
their team. You get what I'm saying? He thought he was on their team.
And in these cases, we're watching, like, 3 days later, people getting arrested for lesser charges.
Sure.
Or somebody getting due process after they already been found guilty.
Right.
that's crazy that you just said that though.
I'm just...
What's that?
That he thought that he was on their team.
Sure.
It all makes so much more sense now.
Yes. Yeah, that's what he
crazy.
thought.
He thought he could act like they do and
Sure.
wouldn't get the same repercussions.
We can treat them that way.
Right.
Not you, because you're one of them.
That's
We just allowed you to be on Team Blue as long as you're under our command.
yeah.
But when you start trying to do what we do, you don't hold that power. So even if you do it to one of them who we don't like,
Yeah.
we're still charging you with it because there's still a chance for us to get you. We didn't really want you on our team.
Yeah.
You just made it through the cracks. You get what I'm saying? It's sad, but that's reality. You know, that's reality. So I feel that that's what needs to be put to the forefront. So like I was saying, we need to teach it to our children. You need to make your children understand what they are up against if they get pulled over by the police. So if you got your kids out here, when I say kids, I don't care if they're 25. I don't care if they're 20, 19 or whatever. Your job as a parent is to educate your child on the dangers in this society. And as a black child, police are a danger. Yeah, Nate.
I was just about
Yeah,
to say, I
Nate.
saw that.
Yeah, Nate. The red, the black, the green. That's what I'm talking about. Big up to Nate, our manager. As you can see, he working the boards, y'all. He working the boards.
I
That's
saw
what's
it
up.
switch and I was like, oh, you about to go there.
Yeah, it's a BBD day. We are back. So yeah, so that's my take on it. You know, we got to deal with reality. You didn't get into this under comfortable conditions. You're not going to get out of it under comfortable conditions. You know, we got to be able to talk. I understand, don't go to your job expressing your opinions and all that. I get all that. Because again, you're going to get fired. You know? Don't do that. But you can be who you are in private, participate in things that help the cause to get us in better positions, or better yet, just get us better understanding. Because that's what it's all about. It's all about understanding reality. So what else we got? Current events.
Okay, so upset that sporting goods company Nike chose Colin Kaepernick as the face of his 30th anniversary of the Just Do It campaign, the nonprofit sent an email to workers explaining their decision, writing, "There is a wide range of viewpoints on the Nike controversy.
That's one
Texas
of our topics.
Farm Bureau and affiliated companies' employees are asked to not wear Nike branded apparel while representing the companies. We are choosing to remove our companies from this controversy by discontinuing the use of Nike branded apparel for businesses' purposes. The attire you choose on your own time is a personal matter. But what you wear up in here, it better not be associated.
Oh, my goodness.
God! Do you feel the evil in the air? The evil is just in the air. Look at this, man. And this is just, you know, but I like it because this is good for all the naysayers. All you naysayers that have been walking around with your heads in the cloud thinking shit sweet. It ain't.
It's not.
It's not sweet. It's not sweet. You know, and you're going to be forced to face that reality as time goes on. I'm sorry. That is just insane.
Yeah,
So
but don't you love how people make rules though as they go along? Just
I'm so glad you said that.
make it up
I'm so
overnight.
glad. Could you please say that again? Please say that again.
Just make rules up as they go along. Just make rules up overnight.
That is the game. Like when I was young, the older folks taught us that. Understand these people make the rules up as they go along.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, a classic example of that was the current event we had a couple weeks ago with the little black girl with her natural afro puffs. They took a whole year and a half and wrote a policy just to stop her, you know, from wearing her natural hair. Come on, that's beyond comprehension. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
It teaches you one thing in America. Just remember, everything is subject to change.
That's right. That's why they put it at the bottom of all commercials.
Yeah, everything that you say is subject to
Conditions are
Anything
subject to
is
change.
subject to change.
Everything is subject to
overnight.
change.
Okay?
ridiculous.
Nate, how we doing on the first break, brother?
So from here on out, no more Nikes to work.
Isn't that amazing? As if Nike cares.
Right.
Y'all making Nike richer. You know what I mean? And,
But did you see the post that they put out where they were like, if you're gonna burn our merchandise?
Yes,
and
I
it was
did.
like this whole list of
Yes,
rules.
I did.
I was
Nike put a
dying.
post out teaching you how to properly burn their shoes safely. Just do it safely. Nike does not care. Nike ain't dumb.
You already got some money. You already bought it.
Right. Crazy. All right, look, we up on our first break. Stay with us. Black Body Man Radio Show. We'll be back.
The moment my son saw
Can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
It's your boy, Brother Mike, be in the building along with my co-host, the lovely Mr. Denise, and our awesome team member, Miss Samantha Glam by Sam. All right, so we just went over current events, and so we're going to go ahead and get started with what we wanted to try to get done today. We want to have a little fun with this. So today's show is about support or abort mission, which is just basically we're going to go over some things that affect us as black people, things other people are trying to do, whether it's a movement, whether it's whatever, and just kind of decide, should we support this? Or should we abort the mission of supporting this, right? So for everybody that's tuning in with us today, if you have something you want us to kind of throw out there to see if we should support it or abort it, feel free to text it in. We'll get you a text live on the air and we'll get popping with it. So fresh off the current events of what you was just talking about, let's start from the top. Support or abort? Nike.
Support.
Support or abort Nike? This is an easy one, huh?
Yeah. We must support Nike. Listen.
Nike, like, I wish y'all would stop.
Who's going to abort
I'll never
Nike?
make another pair of Air Force Ones again. You're going to support us.
Who's going to abort Nike?
White people.
They already have. They look like retards walking around with sticky notes over their sneakers to block out the Nike symbol.
I agree with the retard. I just don't know the look part.
Didn't
Just think it's
Yeah.
just what it is.
They've been putting tape over their sneakers,
Sure.
crossing out the Nike symbol and everything that they got. Like
Nothing unites white people more than going against black people. Nothing. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. They will abort life if it meant black people were going to get some type of benefit from it.
Didn't somebody say the Nikes they bought anyway was the ones that you cut the little strap off? It wasn't the ones that, came in the box anyway?
Oh, they had some knockoffs?
No, it was the ones that you get from the outlets.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think that's
that is funny.
Matter of fact, I think I heard D.L. Hughley say it.
Okay. You didn't even get them Nikes from Foot Locker or Shoe City. You got them from Burlington Coat Factory.
I think he said those were the ones they were burning.
Right.
So.
I definitely am impressed with Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Salute to you, Nike. I understand what Nike said, which is we want to be on the right side of history with this situation. Smart move.
Yeah.
What is that code for?
I was going to say, but that's a little slick if you ask me.
Nike is slick. We want to be on the right side of history with
Not
this
the
situation.
right side of what's right.
Right. So what does that mean code-wise? I think Nike is looking at this and saying, listen, do you know all these black people buy our stuff? If you think we about to jump out here on something crazy and lose half of our company, we just not doing it.
True.
Black people participate too much in keeping Nike on top. Hell, we even made songs about it. Nelly made Air Force Ones, stomping in my Air Force Ones, right? Let alone them Jordans. I mean, it's not white people lining up 5 o'clock in the morning to get a pair of Air Jordans. Mm-hmm. So Nike just simply made a smart move. And Nike, for that, we thank you.
Didn't they just hit record numbers or something?
Yeah, they did. They did. I don't know the exact numbers, but I remember hearing like they took like a 2% hit and then got like a 43% gain, you know, because like, here's something you're not going to hear many people say, but like even white people are like sick of white people. Mm. You get what I'm saying? Like you go on Facebook and you see posts of white people with signs like white people are sick of white people, you know, because it's just getting so far out of hand. Yeah. But all it is just that spirit's in the air. Trump brought about a certain spirit that made all these closet racists now say, hey, you know, my president says it, then I can come out and do it as well. So we support Nike. Now, what would be you ladies' reasons for supporting Nike? You know, just like right off the bat, instead of aborting Nike.
I mean, I'll just be honest. I support Nike because I support Colin Kaepernick.
Okay, all right.
I'll just be honest with that.
Mr. Alicia Johnson said, I'm going to purchase a pair this week. I know that's right. That's what's up. Listen, speaking of purchasing a pair, right? What's up with New Balance? Man, I got New Balance in my closet. I looked at my lighter. I looked at the New Balance. Said, oh, man. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
Why?
New Balance has said that they siding with Trump.
Right.
Did they really?
Yeah. Absolutely.
When did they say
Let
that?
me tell you something about New Balance that people don't know. The reason why New Balance sneakers are so high, it's not just because they offer the comfort and cushion and all that good stuff, but it's also because New Balance is an American-made shoe that supposedly they still only make in America. So this is good old apple pie. Now, New Balance, shame on you, because y'all shit wasn't even cool until we wore it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Your shoe wasn't even cool until we wore it, right? Because wasn't nobody wearing New Balances but grandparents, and they was just getting like the walking shoes. You understand what I mean?
To go walk around
there's
the
no
mall
athletes on television like, oh, you just won, you know, the javelin toss. Yeah, and I'm wearing New Balances. No, I've never seen that. You understand what I mean? Why?
They was trying to get a Nike reaction. So they was just trying to get their numbers.
They just was waiting on Nike. Like, finally, we about to get y'all.
They was waiting for everybody to run out and buy their shoes so their numbers can spike up.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure they will.
So, but, you know, black people, like, we're a little different. Like, we might not buy no more New Balances once these run old, but...
Right. We won't buy no New Balances for a month or two. A month or two. So look, our manager Nate says, I wish we could support local businesses like we're supporting Nike. Absolutely, Nate. And you know what? I agree with that so much, Nate. For everybody listening, you can start by supporting local businesses like the Black by Demand. .com,
shout out to the plug. Look, shout out to the plug.
You know, like we you know, we out here. You know, we trying to share information and at the same time produce a brand that is made by black people for all people, but it's for you to represent as black people. You know, like I actually have like a bunch of white customers. You know what I mean? Like it's white people who believe in supporting black businesses and they buy Black by Demand t-shirts. And I've had them ask me, oh, like, are we allowed to buy the t-shirts? Absolutely. That's why buy is spelled B-U-Y. If you believe in supporting black businesses, I don't care what race you are, you know, please buy a t-shirt, get out there, represent, take pictures, put it on Facebook. So you can go to blackbydemand.com and support a local business. But I agree, Nate. It's not that Nike really needs us, you know, but I'm impressed that they took a stance against this, and then they cracked slick.
Yeah.
You know, Nike didn't even just take a stance. Nike's on Facebook like they us. They putting up posts, using emojis and all kinds of stuff.
Whoever is in that PR department is making them serious.
Yes, they're going to be the big dog. Yes. You know what I mean? They're going to be the big dog. So yeah, Nike is kind of doing their thing, man, and I'm so happy because that would have been tragic if Nike would have went the opposite direction. Like all that we've done for you. I was already mad what Adidas did to Run DMC back in the day. In case y'all don't know, all that promoting Run DMC did in the 80s with Adidas, and Adidas wasn't trying to give them no props for it. You know, like that was horrible. So it wouldn't have been surprising if Nike would have went the other way. But Nike, you did it this time. You're on the right side of history, and you dodged the bullet on that one. So everybody's keeping their Nikes. That's what's up. Okay, so support or abort. What's next? Black History Month. I know that sounds crazy, right? But it's legit because there are like a lot of black people who have an issue with Black History Month. So Black History Month, support or abort? Those in the audience today, Black History Month, support or abort?
I definitely think they need to update
what
they're teaching.
So you kind of with update at a minimum, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of with abort.
Okay, she's with abort. How you feel about Black History Month?
I don't know, I'm kind of in the middle of
That's a toughie, right?
It is because I can see why people would say not to do it because you should be celebrating your black greatness all the time.
Right.
But then I understand
that. Then there's the issue of them putting it with the shortest month of the year.
Right.
Right?
That's true.
That's the problem. With them putting Black History Month in a month, like people feel like they only have to study Black history during that time.
For that month.
True.
Just like Samantha said.
True.
You need to be studying it at all times.
Hold that thought. We're going to another commercial break. We'll be right back. Black by the Man Radio Show, Black History Month. Support or abort. Let us know how you do.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/therightseat. That's safercar.gov/therightseat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the BBD Radio Show. I'm going to read a comment that was put up during the break in regards to the Nikes. This is Mr. Max Casey. Max, what's up, my brother? Max says, I bought my first pair when I was 13, made $40 cutting grass, got them at Frank's Shoes in Havre de Grace, and they were canvas. LOL, I'm in because I like your guests, and they said they support our causes. Yes, no doubt. That's what's up, Max. Frank's Shoes. Wow, brother, you took me back with that one. All my peoples out there in the Harford County area, Havre de Grace, Aberdeen, Edgewood. I'm sure y'all remember Frank's Shoes, downtown Havre de Grace. That's kind of where we got our goods at back in the day in the 80s. That's what's up, man. Appreciate that, Max. All right, so look, we're talking about support or abort Black History Month. Okay, so you said abort.
abort.
Talk to me. Why abort?
Like you said, first of all, it's the shortest month of the year. Second of all, they need to update what they're teaching.
Right, okay, all right. Your take?
I don't know, abort or support. I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Because I can see why people would support it.
You can see both sides?
Yeah, I can see both sides. Support, of course, it's Black history. You're going to want to show a little But then what they teach now is like, it's not even really Black history. It's what they want you to think of Black history.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm kind of on abort. Because they're not really teaching us true Black history. They're teaching us about the people they killed.
True.
Right?
And that chapter keeps getting smaller and smaller.
Sure, teaching us about the people they killed. They're not teaching us true Black history. It is the shortest day of the month, right? That's done by design. And the thing that nobody pays attention to is they slap Valentine's Day in the middle of it. See, it kind of overshadows Black History Month. Nobody's worried about Black History Month. Everybody's worried about Valentine's Day. You get what I'm saying? So that kind of trumps it in the middle. And they're not giving us real truths. You know what I mean? There was more people out here than Martin Luther King Jr. And they're not even telling us the truth about him. But hey, that's another story.
And not only that, with what you said with putting Valentine's Day in there, what comes after Black History Month? March Madness.
Right.
Make you totally forget about Black history.
Okay. So what's the
and
subliminal
then they got,
in that, right?
What's the Irish holiday? St. Patrick's. They spend a whole month partying for that. But
I'm trying to tell you. And Black people running around with shirts on talking about kiss me, I'm Irish. No, you're not. Okay, you're not.
You're not Black Irish?
And you ain't never seen an Irish person walking around with a shirt on talking about Black History Month. Like, we're just so silly. But I digress. I'll read a comment here. Miss Johnson says, abort. Blacks need to celebrate their heritage every day. Challenge yourself to learn something about your history every day and teach it to your children. We should be teaching our kids the real history. Yes, I agree. You know, it's not something you do. And that shows you the disrespect of it. You know what I mean? You know, it's like, oh, February's here. All right, let's just do some Black history. Let's tell them about all the people they love that we killed. You know, so it's, you know, I say abort, you know what I mean, and start getting some real teachings.
And it kind of makes you, you know, like we only put our attention to Black history that 1 month, when really we should be doing it the entire year.
Sure, and I'll offer an alternative perspective on Black history in America, right? Black history in America really isn't Black history. It's American history. See? But they've taken it away from that.
Chapter?
That's right. They want to make it Black history. It's American history. You get what I'm saying? What happened with us, how we got here, what they did, what they continue to do, that is American history. But you can separate yourself by saying, no, that's Black history. As if they didn't have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's American history. But, you know, again, I digress.
That makes a lot of sense. I've never heard it.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to, see, if they call it American history, then they have to take responsibility for what they did.
They don't want to do that.
No, that's why it's Black history. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you go to other countries with Black people, like nobody's in Africa, like, this is African History Month. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so it's all subliminal mind games to take away from the reality that the part that they played in this. But we'll move on. All right, support or abort?
So we're going to go with what?
We're going with abort on Black History Month.
Get it out.
Yeah. Abort until you start teaching it real, and abort until you actually make it more serious and not just teach. Black History Month, they're teaching the same things they already taught the kids in the history.
That's all it really is. It's
Same
Black
thing
History Month. Black History Month is always just a section in school where you go over it. Outside of school, it really doesn't make any sort of difference.
Now, we the people who built the whole country. So we built all of America, from the White House to the land, slavery, cotton, the whole nine, and we get 28 days. It's Black History Month. No, it's American history, right? It's American history, right? So Nate says to abort it would make it about them and not us. We've been lazy and negligent. Yeah, well, that's an opinion, Nate. I see your opinion on that. I definitely see that. And make it about them. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Do me a favor, Nate. Elaborate on that a little bit so I can tell the audience a little bit more of your angle on that. But yeah, he says to abort it would make it about them and not us. But yeah, I just say abort it until we can get it on better terms. Or let us control it. Let us decide what Black History Month is. I got some ideals.
Updated or something.
Oh, man.
We got to do.
What
would you include in your Black History Month? Let's put that out there.
What would I include?
Yeah, what would you put in there?
Black people getting treated like humans. for 28 days. We can start there. You know, we can start right there. That'll cover so much, right? For 28 days. I would love to go in the store and be like, you know, this is February, right? You can't treat me like I'm stealing. You got to treat me like a human today. So Mr. Andre Johnson says abort as well. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with it. But yeah, Nate, if you want to elaborate, let us know, man, and I'll go ahead and read it off. So we'll move on for now. Next, support or abort. Omarosa.
Oh, you're serious? No.
Yes. Dead ass. Support or abort, right, Nate? Support or abort Omarosa. Now, let me tell you why she's in the mix. Because we all got a lot of opinions about Omarosa, right? But my opinion of her has always been slightly different since I learned a few little things about her. Like, she strikes me as someone that a lot of us would think is a sellout, so forth and so on. But I don't think it's that clear cut with her. I think Omarosa is a little more pro-black than what we think.
Now I can
Omarosa
say that.
is an infiltrator. She will infiltrate the system. That's what she is. She's that spider that crawls up into all the gadgets and starts spinning webs on the chips and, you know, messing stuff up. And I watch Big Brother and Survivor. I know. I know.
You're ashamed.
I'm ashamed of it, but I do. So I seen the episode, the season of Big Brother where Omarosa was on there. And let me tell you, the sister was representing.
Yeah.
She was as black as anybody could believe. She wore
African
dresses every day, and like she was representing. I seen a side of her that I didn't know existed because everything I knew about it was just based on media. Right? And I saw her, you know, doing some things, and I seen her trying to connect with some of the black people. Now the question is that who she is naturally, or did she become that way because of the rejection that she received from white people when she was up in the White House, so forth and so on? So I think that would be, you know, my question. But off the back, I'm going to say support Omarosa. Because I think she's a little more clever than what we think. I think we underestimate this black woman's intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody doesn't approach it, say the pro-black experience. Everybody doesn't approach it from the same angle. You know, like I'm BBD radio show, boom, in your face, right? Other people are more laid back, you know what I mean, and pretend to be, you know, more scholastic, right? And looking like they're a Republican and so forth and so on. But they really could just be trying to get up in there to wreck shop. And I think Omarosa has proven that she's out to wreck shop. Now, like I said, whether that is a response to the way she was treated or not, I don't know. But right now, I'm going to say support. How y'all feeling?
I'm going to support Omarosa only because she just haven't given me enough to abort. Right. And what we get in regards to her comes from the media. It's not necessarily coming from her, right?
I don't agree.
You don't agree? Talk to us.
Because
so you say abort?
Yeah, because with her, since you've seen her go both ways, you can never fully trust Omarosa. I feel like
you can never fully trust white people, period.
But you can't put all your support into her because you never know. She'll be like, oh, well, this works out better for me, so I'm going to go this way. You'll never be able to put your confidence and say, oh, she's for the black team. True. You'll never be able to say that she's for the girl.
I see that point. So what about the fact that she's even batting for us, period?
That's what's hot right now. For her, anyway.
Right, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The fact that she is a black woman.
It's working for her now.
That's trying to, you know, make her way into some of these higher ups and, you know,
I can see her game, but
problems.
you still can't. You can't.
Okay, all right, so you say abort.
Yeah.
All right, so Miss Samantha Glam by Sam is on the board. So I'll read a couple comments here. Let me see here. So, Brother Andre Johnson says she's an opportunist, and I don't believe that she has anyone's best interest at heart but her own. Okay, so Mr. Johnson says abort. That's basically, he's saying abort. Right. All right, so Nate says you would be clever, too, if you just got fired from a White House job. She has to keep talking and she's going to come up missing.
Right.
Okay.
Give Nate the bell now.
See, and that's what I was saying, Nate. I don't know if it's, you know, if this is reaction from her or not because of what she's going through. So I definitely see that. Isaac Whitaker says, most definitely support Miss O, but we have to handle each figure differently. Okay, I like that as well. All right, so we kind of getting mixed reviews on Omarosa. So that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's
you know, the jury is still out on Omarosa.
Right, that's
Omarosa, if you watching, I'm going to help win the brothers and sisters over. All you got to do is come on the BBD radio show. Come on here, and I'm going to let your story be told so you can reach the little people.
Tell a really good
We
story.
the little people. You know what I mean? Like, stop just dealing with them upper echelon brothers and sisters. We respect them, but you got to care about what the little people think. So come on and deal with my audience. We'll help get you out there a little further. So the jury's still out on Omarosa, support or abort. Well, that's still good because everybody could have said abort. Right? So right now, to be teetering.
We have a balance.
Yeah, you got a balance going on. You got a balance going on. Okay, so we'll move on. So the next, support or abort. Sex before marriage. Dun, dun, dun. Now, I know everybody's moral response to this, right? I know everybody's moral response to this. But what's the real deal?
You're not going to buy a car online before you test drive it.
Say it again. Say it again.
You're not going to purchase a vehicle without test driving it.
Okay.
It is what it is.
I mean, when you read that one, I wanted to say support immediately, but I was
That's not realistic.
Like, lay back a little bit.
It's not realistic?
That's not realistic.
Talk to me.
In this day and time, it's just not realistic.
So you got to try it out, huh?
It says
not me personally.
Wait, Samantha. It said sex before marriage.
Sex before marriage, right?
Yeah.
Abort or support? You in support of sex before marriage, or you in support of no sex before marriage? I'm gonna say support. I mean, I'm a guy. I'm biased. I'm sorry. I support sex before marriage.
Let me see. My kids might be watching.
There you go. Give that some thought.
Abort.
All right, abort. Ms. Johnson says abort as well. So you say abort. No sex before marriage. I understand. And that's what's up, because you got daughters.
Absolutely not.
Right. See, I have a son. I don't have a daughter. If I had a daughter, I might be a little more biased, but I got a son, so hey, champ.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Do your
Is that what
thing,
you're
boy.
saying?
Do your thing.
It's what you've been preaching to your kids from day one.
Right.
So you have to keep it going.
So let's talk about it. So pros and cons. Pros of sex before marriage. What's the pros of that? Intimacy, get to know the person, know if you're compatible with each other.
Right.
Know if you guys are a good fit. You heard me?
Don't people do
Stop
that?
right now.
Wait a minute. Because don't folks do all of that now before marriage and
See,
still
they
end up
do.
in divorce court?
They do. And that's why I said, I know the moral
that you're not
answer.
going to get there.
Right.
You can wait, you can do everything right, and it does not guarantee you that you and your husband are going to be together forever. It just doesn't pull out.
So how important is sex to women? I can speak for men, right? It's pretty important for us, right? You know, I'm just saying, you know, but how is it for women? Because I'm saying, okay, if you stick with what is known as traditional Christian values, and you say no sex before marriage,
right?
Though it doesn't say that anywhere in the Bible, but that's another story. If we stick with the traditional Christian values, right? What happens if the sex isn't compatible?
Well, don't you have to go through a process of getting to know your partner's likes and dislikes anyway?
True.
So even if it's not compatible in the beginning, does that mean it won't be or it can't be?
See, that's what I'm getting at. I mean, that's why I want to know the woman's perspective on that.
Because, you know, the marriage isn't based on sex alone anyway. So if you have all these other different qualities that you love, you know, about your partner, like the sex, you one way or another, like you would be able to enjoy it somehow.
Somehow, some way?
Yeah.
Just had to get a little more creative. This is my husband. We waited until we got married.
Yeah, because you didn't just marry this person on
Turns out the gift
sex
wasn't
alone.
as big as I thought the gift was going to be. And
with marriage, I mean,
just,
sex.
I mean,
When you're going down that aisle, you need a lot more help than sex.
You need more than sex,
To
okay.
get that ring, like, you need a lot more than that.
So a woman can handle if she marries a man that she loves and waited before she was intimate with him, and turns out he's not the best partner she's ever had, but he's just so much better in everything else. She's coping with that.
Yes.
Okay. Millennial perspective. You wait, you get married, and then it turns out not to, you know, be up to your expectations.
And one more thing on that, and
Okay.
it keeps your focus clear. You know, when you're in a relationship, if you leave the sex part out of it, like you get a better understanding of the relationship.
It does allow you to tap into other
Yes,
things,
yeah.
right? Okay.
And that's going to help you realize if you want to be with this person for the rest of your life.
So I think you have support on this. Ms. Johnson says if you never had sex in the first place, you're not going to know any difference to compare it.
True.
Okay. So, Ms. Johnson, are you referring to a virgin? Is that what I'm getting from that? Because she said never had sex. Period.
Yeah.
So to a virgin, you straight.
Right.
Okay. So like, what's the chances of marrying a virgin? I'm just saying. I'm asking for a friend. You know what I'm saying? Are virgins out here? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just asking. So I was looking at it from the perspective of just a woman, period, who has already been active. But I get what she's saying if she happens to be a virgin.
And even if a woman is not a virgin now at this point or whatever, that should be even better for the woman to even wait until she's married or whatever. True. Because even if you've been intimate with your ex-lovers and all that, I mean, where have it gotten you thus far?
Okay, all right. So your perspective, Ms. Glam by Sam, as a millennial, how do you think your generation sees sex before marriage? Support or abort?
I would say for my generation that they support it.
They wilding out, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because, I don't know, we don't...
30 seconds.
We don't have those, I'm not going to say standards for lack of a better term, but it's just not as big of a deal as it was before. So.
Okay, all right. So I say abort. I mean support, I'm sorry. You say abort. Support. All right, so 2-to-1 support. We're having sex before marriage. Stay with us. The Black Bottom Man Radio Show will be back.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Uh-huh. Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. Yay, electronics. Yay, yay, yay.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle.
Yeah!
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning.
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great.
And endless surprises.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing.
Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're going to do is turn onto Marcy
and Brad
Avenue
just broke up
and go past the first 3 lights,
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then
think
drive 5
she's
more
happy,
blocks,
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Y'all need to cut that out. Y'all part of the BBD radio show.
She prayed
y'all part
hard
of the
for
conscious
Russell.
community. All right.
She prayed for
Listen,
Russell.
Stop embarrassing.
She prayed for him.
God sent Russell to her.
Stop
She prayed
No.
for him.
God sent her
He
Russell.
sent her.
Right.
He sent him.
He sent him to her.
No. No, that didn't happen.
No.
All right, we back. Black Body Man Radio Show. All right, so on the support or abort sex before marriage, we got 2 supports and 1 abort, right? And the audience, let's see, the audience overall was what? Was it abort overall?
Man, they all have sex. They support.
All right, we got another comment. Let's read this brother here, Isaac Whitaker. He says, for the structure of a relationship, time is the most important component. Therefore, waiting can only benefit the individual in the long term, building a better person. If you just jump into the sack firsthand, it never teaches an individual character building skills, which will always last longer than sexual form of intimacy. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that. That's a good point. If I could just find someone who did it, be supported very well. But thank you, Mr. Whitaker. What you said was very honorable. Very honorable. I mean, he's right. I just don't know people who do it, you know, but he is right. He's right. All right, so let's move forward. Support or abort?
Question. Like, people have these more, like, you know morally what's right.
That's
but
what
you're
I said.
not,
I know.
But that's
right.
not what you would really do.
Right.
Like, that's,
yeah.
Come on.
And that's why I said that. That's no disrespect to Mr. Whitaker. I know our moral stance on this. I want that real deal, though.
Right.
What's the real deal?
Come on.
You know what I mean? What's the real deal? Because I don't know a brother breathing that the woman could say.
Coming from a man, you're going to say.
I don't know a brother breathing that the woman could say, listen, I want to be intimate with you. He says, no, we need to wait till we're married.
Said no man ever.
Right,
ever in life.
I've never seen that. I can see a woman saying that, you know what I mean? But I just ain't never seen no brother saying so, you know. But hey,
it's gotta
let's
be a
hope for the
brother
best
out there.
and prepare for the rest, right?
Somewhere.
All right, so we'll move on. Support or abort? The Bobby Brown story on VH1.
It was really good.
I seen some of it.
I saw part of it.
I seen some of it.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, I say support.
Abort.
But you know, people have had opinions because you know it's a takeoff from the New Edition story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like Bobby deserves that. You know?
Yeah.
Bobby B. Bobby was the first thug of R&B, and he's proud of it.
I don't know. I don't know how.
Support or abort? The Bobby Brown story on VH1. I support.
I'll support it, even though I haven't seen the whole thing.
Okay, Nate said if he didn't throw Whitney under the bus, he'd support it.
That's why I said abort.
But you know what?
That's the one reason I said
Throw her under the bus how?
Nate said he threw Whitney under the bus, so he can't support it.
Defend herself.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. People have opinions on this, right? Support or abort? The Bobby Brown story on VH1.
How did he throw her under the bus? What did they say?
Well, according to sources, they told the truth, which was that
what?
Whitney
got
Bobby on drugs, right?
And Whitney was so bad, like
right, Nate.
stroke. She left him in the middle of the floor. She
Right.
just went and took the drug and just left him there and went on and got high and got on. It was just not good.
Yeah, Isaac says he didn't watch it. I feel you,
I take
brother.
that back. I
That's
gotta
how
watch it before I give my opinion.
Not good. He just got bit. Just threw my Whitney under the. But I didn't want.
Okay, Nate says if he didn't mention Whitney during the show, it would have been a 5-minute movie.
Right. 5 minutes. Right.
No, because he still had the internet going crazy when they found out he got with Janet Jackson.
Listen, I like the post where they showed the picture of the dude playing Bobby Brown sitting on the stage, and then Bobby was standing there talking to him, and on the post it says, well, the producer said that I can't use real cocaine in the movie. And Bobby's like, look, you want to be me or what? Keep it 100. You want to be me or what? So I'm gonna go with support. I think Nate definitely is on abort. How y'all feel? I'm going with support because it's my prerogative.
Right.
Bing. There you go. How you
I'm
feel?
going with abort because it's bull.
It's bull.
I'm going with support just because there's 2 sides to every story.
All right, and it is Bobby B, right? Where would we be without Bobby B?
Whitney had her story.
2 sides to every story.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's go with that. All right. So we got mixed on that as well.
Yeah, because Bobby just straight came out of this one, just a wonderful person.
Bobby came out clean.
Yeah.
Bobby came out clean in that movie. Didn't he? In real life, huh?
Mr. Bobby Wonderful.
Oh boy. All right. So let's move on. So our next one with support or abort.
Nothing in that movie was Bobby's fault.
Yeah, that's right, because he's Bobby B. I'm Bobby B. You remember the little rap he did on?
I'm about to call you tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, he's Bobby B. All right, so support or abort? Unisex restrooms.
Abort.
Abort. Abort.
Oh my God. What is it even about?
unisex restrooms.
Does this have to do with like the transgender? Is that what this thing is playing into?
Right, when they trying to, have it just be like one restroom.
Have their restrooms unisex.
Well, they need to have
Target's done it, right? So
they need to have a men, women, and then a little second one on the side. Because don't know why. No, a female doesn't want to be in a restroom with a man.
Okay.
No.
Not unless you at home.
How do we feel about that? Having females in the restroom. We probably don't even care. Us.
Y'all don't care.
What was the whole thing about that?
About transgender?
Say it again, Nate. Yes, they are. Nate said women's restrooms are usually dirtier than men's. Now, Nate, let me tell you how on point you are with that. I've had a commercial cleaning company for 18 years, and I can testify that the women's restroom is the worst restroom of all restrooms.
Why?
They dirty. They do nasty stuff in there. Stuff I can't even tell you on there.
Women can be disgusting.
They are disgusting.
I have to agree with that. I have to agree.
And let me give you the professional side of it. Let me give you the professional side of it. Not only is the bathroom in the women's always dirty, but I can tell you with 18 years experience, every time we have to refill paper towels, the women's, we do it the least. You can fill the women's paper towels up on Monday, they good to the end of the month. The men's is gone by Thursday. So, ladies, might want to tighten up a little bit, you know. And even when I was at the Phoenix Salon Suites in Harford County,
you putting the name out
straight out there, okay. The women, we got two restrooms, men's and women's. It's only two guys in the building, right? I'm putting Phoenix out there.
Yeah,
two guys in the building, and so the restroom belonged to us, other than the male customers. And the women kept coming in our restrooms using it. And let me tell you, they was leaving every type of personal mess in there, and y'all know the colors of that stuff. Like I had to go and complain to the staff and say, listen, y'all have to stop them from going to our bathroom. Because, it's getting real nasty, real nasty. All right, but look, we got to go to break. That's right, I urge you out, Phoenix. We got to go to break. We'll be back. At Harford County, Maryland, Bel Air.
Damn.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's time for Flashback.
Now, I'm not going to say all Aries don't know. But
it's just the one you had. That was just
particular one, But it's always something that you can
go ahead, listen. Can you recollect any sign?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, so welcome back, everybody. Black Bottom Man Radio Show. We are still talking support or abort. So I want to read a couple comments here. Mr. Carl Miller. Carl, what's good, my brother? Grace Mahal. Carl says, listen, bro, the wording is identified. So in the end, that's the defense of sex offenders in court. Bad news. Oh, okay. Carl brought something to the forefront. I did not know that, Carl. Mr. Whitaker says this can only be convenient when I really have to use it. LOL. True, right? If we got to go, we got to go. So unisex restrooms, I'm going to say abort.
Yeah.
Lovely Miss Janice.
Get them out.
Get them out, abort. All right, so we unanimously agreed on that. Okay, so we aborting that. All right, let's keep it moving. What we got next on support or abort? Oh, this is a fun one. Support or abort. Adults doing the new dances created by millennials, a.k.a. their children. Support or abort. I'm telling you, abort. I think it's ridiculous to be 40-something years old out there trying to do this. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, will you let your children have their life? You know what I'm saying? Your mom wasn't out there trying to do all dances when we was young in the 80s. Like, let them have it. So what's y'all take on that? I think they look crazy.
It's It's pretty bad.
I think it is. That's why little Kim always gets clowned.
Good.
That's why little Kim always gets clowned, because everybody knows she's our age.
And I know what video you're talking about.
Yeah, and she's constantly out there trying to relate to these kids with this mess. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, all this. Like, that's theirs. Let them have that. Support or abort?
Abort.
Abort? I want to hear the audience's take. How do you feel when you see people's parents out here trying to do the dances that their children made up? I just think it's all, crazy.
But if it's being done in fun, if it's being done in fun and just making a fool of yourself, I can understand that. But
why would a parent want to make a fool of themselves?
If you're at the family barbecue and the kids are dead, like,
that's not where they're doing it at, sweetheart. They
trying to
making
give the
videos.
benefit of
You
the
trying
doubt.
to give them the benefit of the doubt, I feel you. But you know they making videos. You know what I mean? They making videos in people's weddings. It just was crazy to me. Like, stick to your groove. We got our own thing. We do our own little groove.
That's why I two-step.
Yeah, do your little two-step, you know? But that's just my take. It just looks crazy to me. I just feel like you're like stealing, you know, what they've created, you know? And the dances are stupid, if you ask me my honest opinion. I mean, they are. They're not real dancers, you know what I mean? Like, this is a dance, you know? That's dancing. Like, I don't get it.
What's the latest one?
I don't know. I don't know. What's the latest one?
Forget both y'all for even asking me that question.
What's the latest one?
I don't know.
You don't know? And I mean, I get what you're saying. If it's a moment, right?
Yeah.
So say they had something participating with the kids, they do it a little bit. So that's kind of not, I don't think, what it's getting at. I think it's getting at like those who are like actually out there thinking they're relating to these millennials. Like, look, oh, I can do it too.
Yeah.
And they're looking at you like, no, mom.
You about to bust a hit.
Right. You about to hurt yourself, you know? So, okay. Ms. Johnson says, I find it entertaining. I wouldn't do it, but watching it is entertaining. It is. It is entertaining watching adults do it, especially because they can't do it. It's not built for it. So I say abort.
I say abort.
Abort?
Abort. I mean, you could do it in your own home or whatever. It's like Sam said, like if you know, it's just a family thing. Like if
Right.
I'm
On
around,
some fun stuff.
You know, you around the kids.
But don't
you
try
just
to be Lil'
cutting
Kim.
up.
Yeah.
Right.
You just can go on and do it. But,
Yeah, I don't get it. Moving on.
moving on.
All right. Support or abort. The Black by the Man radio show. Who writes this shit? Who wrote this shit? The Black by the Man radio show. What? We are supporting. I need to talk to somebody, Nate.
Oh my gosh.
I need to talk to somebody. How the Black by the Man radio show on here? God damn it, I say support. All day.
That was a good one. I was looking like, don't mind me.
Who wrote this? Support.
The Black by the Man radio show
Support.
has just been wonderful.
All right,
So,
support.
I have to go with
Support.
it. I have to go with it.
Everybody in my audience, I hope y'all support the Black by the Man radio show. Y'all better not say abort.
What y'all have, audience?
All right, so we supporting the BBD radio show. And I'm gonna talk to some people about this afterward. Let me circle this.
That was the best
Some
one on the
some
list.
heads are gonna roll.
You said it like, who put this on there? I'm over here dying laughing. That was funny. That was a good one.
All right, so we'll move on. We definitely supporting the BBD radio show, and you should too. And you can support the brand by going to blackbythemand.com. Remember, black is spelled B-U-Y, so that's black, B-U-Y, demand.com. All right, so moving on. Support or abort. The Black Lives Matter movement. This ought to be interesting. Support or abort the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, right off the bat, I know initially we all was like support. But, you know, since then, you know, some information has been disclosed. And I think it changed some people's opinions.
Right.
Information that's been disclosed?
Yeah.
Like that the whole movement was actually created by white people. See, the powers that be, unbeknownst to the rest of the world, they usually control both sides of an issue. So they will be the ones who funded Black Lives Matter, and then they'll also be the ones who funded the neo-Nazi movement. So people have been discovering this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And finding out, like, some of these movements are really not created by us. Just like the NAACP. It's not created by black people, as much as black people like to think it is. It's not. So if you think about it, it's quite a clever tactic. You know what I mean? If you know something's about to jump off, you be the one to quickly create, you know, the adversary.
Yeah.
And then you kind of control how they get down. So that's a little backdrop on those who feel they don't support it. Not necessarily saying that's my opinion, just simply telling you, you know, those who have abandoned it, this is why. Because they felt that it was really some other hands at play behind it. So how do we feel about the Black Lives Matter movement?
I think I'm questioning it now.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes? Okay. Do Black Lives Matter? Of course, to me, yes.
Right.
But to the world, no.
Yes.
You know, and you know, here's the sad thing, and y'all know it's going to hurt me to say this, right? But Black lives don't matter to black people either. That's why we kill each other every day. It's hard to argue, and I have to do this often. It's hard for me to argue that point with people when they keep throwing in my face how much we kill each other. And I've had people do that. I've had people be like, you can say what you want. Black lives don't matter to us because we kill each other every year.
Yeah.
And what am I supposed to say to that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you wrong.
Right, you know, yeah, what am I supposed to say to that? So it's like, yes, it matters to us, but black lives doesn't matter to this society. Not even to black people in this society, you know? And that's just the truth. It's a sad truth. Because if black lives mattered to us the way we all pretend, we would be doing things to stop this from happening.
Right.
You know, like we can't sit back and continue to act powerless, you know, because that's our people killing each other. And we've already known, and it's been proven, that the system, the justice system in America could care less about black lives. So I guess the real question is, if black lives matter, to who? Anyone in the audience?
That's a good question.
Yeah, if black lives matter, to who? I mean, they matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Matter to us.
But that's
I'm
you as
saying
an individual.
consensus.
Like,
Right.
but there's no.
Right.
You can't say all black people
Sure.
care about black lives.
Right. And when you look at the murder rate from us killing each other, it kind of gives statistics to support that we don't think our lives matter as much. Because there's brothers out here who will, you know, kill you for stepping on their shoe. Right? But they won't do nothing to someone else, a white person, for raping their daughter. Won't do shit. I'm sorry, that's the reality. Won't do nothing. But to the brother that stepped on his J's, that was worthy of him losing his life. So who does Black Lives Matter to? I challenge the audience. If Black Lives Matter to who? I take my stand. They matter to me. But I'm just me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What about the rest of society? Who does Black Lives Matter to? So with that being said, the Black Lives Matter movement, support or abort? Pros and cons. So let's do this. What has it done? Can we think of a pro that the Black Lives Matter movement has brought for us? Pros and cons. Awareness? Yeah. Facebook did that.
Yeah.
Facebook did that. You know. All right, so I'll read a comment. Mr. Daryl Robinson. What's up, Daryl? Daryl says Black Lives Matter, yet we have to erase the BS element. It flows downward and then outward. Okay, I like that. See, because he's kind of saying what I'm saying, like, yes, it matters, but until we can eliminate that BS, how can we really prove that? You know what I mean? The BS of how we treat each other, you know what I mean? How we, you know, like, I feel that we as a people are in a state of mind, like, we physically say, yes, Black Lives Matter, right? But we don't really do anything in regards to it until it lands on our doorstep. And then it's like we want to rally the troops, right? And get everybody pumped up. They killed my nephew. My nephew was just, you know, whatever. But, you know, previous to that, it's like, oh, yeah, Black Lives Matter. Whoop. Right, whoop-de-whoop. Right?
And that's it.
Okay, so Nate says the movement only matters to the leaders who are focused on building their resumes and getting camera time. My man. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. That's what I'm saying. You know, so like, who does it matter to? You know what I mean? It's evident it's not really us. It's evident, you know, because we still killing each other. So do we abort it or do we support it?
On that note, we have to abort it.
Has it already been aborted? I haven't even heard anything in regards.
Probably so.
I just dropped up there. Yeah, what's going on with it these days? Anybody got any updates on Black Lives Matter? Can a brother still get a t-shirt?
No, but you can get a Black Vitamin t-shirt.
That's right. You get a DVD t-shirt. Plug. That's a plug.
Shout out to the plug.
Shout out to the plug. All right, Ms. Johnson says, where is the movement when our black young people are killing each other every day? Yes. Another bingo. That's what I'm saying. You know, so let's touch on that. We know that it's a lot of these young boys. They're killing each other. They're joining gangs, so forth and so on. Is there anything that we can do to help in that situation? Now, her and I are both parents, and you are too, but you have a very young child. So I don't know how much input you would have on that, but I'll be glad to hear it though, you know? What do you think we could do as far as like, you know, your generation, the younger guys, you know, because that's the guys that are doing it, you know what I mean? Between the ages of what, like 13 and 30. Like them are the most dangerous black boys walking around the planet.
Right.
Kill you over a hamburger.
We talked about this on
Menace to
a
society type
previous
shit.
show about having that mentor or that relationship with the
Yeah, I think that
older
plays a part.
generation.
See, I think as parents, we have to get more strict. Like social media, Facebook, all this stuff has gotten everybody so open. Like black parents now feel like their kids got to be a part of everything else the other kids are doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, well, I didn't want to restrict him from going there, you know, because his grades were good, so forth and so on. I get it. But what about restricting him from going there because it's going to be a bunch of dudes there whose grades ain't good? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's not just about what you believe in your child. It's about understanding that it's other people he's going to be around that
Right.
don't think like your child. It's going to be quite dangerous.
That's very true.
Right. So, you know, I think we got to get into doing, you know, more restricting of our kids and making, you know, there was a time where when we grew up, black parents would say to you, I don't care what they're doing. You're my child.
Right.
My child, you're not going. Right. And it's like, that's kind of like going. It's like the parents are now, you know, our generation are scared to say, I don't care if you're 21. You still live in my house. And I said, you're not going. Right. You might save his life. Because this whole thing, he's 18, he's 21 or whatever, where did that come from? Who made them rules up? Because I can tell you right now, an 18-year-old don't know nothing about life. And a 21-year-old don't even know more than an 18-year-old. So where did we get this whole concept that they're now free? You are now free to roam about the world. And the world's going to chew you up, especially as a black person, right? With no knowledge of what's really out here waiting on you. Next thing you know, you're on Facebook getting tased.
That's reality.
That's reality. So I think the parents play some fault in that. Nate said the elders need to get out of their private meetings. Steve Harvey and Al Sharpton. Yeah, exactly. They, you know what I mean? Like actually do something. You know, they in their little private meetings. You know, like I think it's time for parents to like take charge. You understand? I mean, take charge and restrict their children. You know, like there are people, I know people personally who weren't allowed to do some of the things that we was allowed to do when we was young. And it was like the worst ever for them. But then we went through some trials and tribulations and they didn't, right? And then once everybody became grown, they looking back like, I'm glad my mom ain't let me hang with y'all. You know?
Oh my God, that's so funny that you say that. I was just telling my mom and my brother, like, because my grandmother asked if we used to get licks growing up. And I was like, yeah, we did. And we turned out to be such great individuals because of it. Like, our parents were like, not super strict, but
they was willing to whip that ass.
Yeah.
They was willing to lay that law. They was not going to spoil that child, knowing it would spoil that child. Now we, you know, someone convinced us of something different. I mean, like I bug, because I'm just old school, right? But I bug when I see black parents dealing with their children. They're like, you keep it up, you're going to get a timeout. I'm like,
timeout?
Timeout? You mean you're going to take time out to take your belt off? That's what I mean? And bust them chops a little bit? Timeout.
Just think about the first place you were at when you heard that. Like, if you keep acting up, you're going to
get a timeout.
That's got to be somebody white.
Trying to tell you, time out.
Time
Man,
out.
we grew up in a time when they would whip your ass and send you back outside, so all your friends can see you and you can be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Now go on out there and cry in front of them. I don't want to hear that mess. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
my
time
gosh.
out? What no time out? They took time out to tear you up. You know, and I think that part has been missing, and our children are wild from it. They wild. You know what I mean? They wild because like the millennial generation doesn't respect elders. And we did.
Yeah.
We did. You know what I mean? I tell older cats all the time, my age and older, like be careful when you talk to that 19-year-old. They not like when we was. That dude will punch you in your mouth. You understand me? 19 years old. See, we would never do that. Yeah. Only way we would get involved in something like that is if that old head came at us and we had to defend ourselves. Oh, not today. You see them videos on Facebook. The boy punched the older black woman. Young black boy, 17, 18 years old. Out on the street showing off, and then punched the elderly woman in the mouth, and whew, that's terrible. And little does he know what's going to come of his life because of that. So remember, we don't have proper teachings on how things actually work in this world. You're not getting away with that, young brother.
She got a grandson.
Oh, it's going to come back in many different ways. But yeah, but that's the other thing, right?
We had help putting the belt down. We had a lot of help putting the belt down.
What do you mean?
jail for that belt.
Did they?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they tried to enact laws to stop you from doing it,
And
but I
they
don't
did.
actively know of anyone that like actually got in trouble for disciplining their child.
Oh yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. So I haven't seen that. I've seen the threats. You know, that's child abuse. You know, you can get, you know, you can go to jail. You know,
go to jail, and you will go to jail.
which is crazy. But think about it. That's a plot to keep your children wild.
You get whipped by the belt. Like even if they go to school and you have a mark on you, like trust me, Child Protective Services is coming to your house.
Sure.
Right after school.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
So it was help getting that belt out of parents' hands too.
So you think that helped?
No, I'm saying like we didn't.
It helped.
We didn't
It
just
helped
put
stop
the,
us.
Right. Yeah.
It was a deterrent.
Right.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming you can see what disciplining us was doing.
Right.
It was helping us.
Because I remember when parents would come to the school and whip your ass.
Yeah.
In the classroom. You can act up if you want. They have that parent day. You know what I mean? You be in there wild and look back and there's your mom and you like, oh.
You knew. It was at this point that
Right.
you knew.
Yeah.
Well, that was
this
the problem.
point.
And that was the problem. It was working. So remember, our
Now we
kids are
getting
set
somewhere,
up.
right?
Yeah.
It was working.
Yes, but our kids are being set up now. They want our kids to be
Cool. Hold that thought. We're going to go to break. We up on break, Nate? All right. We'll take a break. Stay with us. BBD Radio Show. Support or abort.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right. They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the how much
you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're.
Then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
Then the pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs. 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
That is happening?
No, I'm saying it can't.
Oh.
Right, it can't. Okay, we're back. All right, so we was finishing up on the Black Lives Matter movement. Did we support or abort?
Abort.
I'm going to say abort until you mean it. When you start meaning it, then I'm supporting it. But you just doing it for T-shirts and Facebook and press coverage. No. And I believe there's a lot of people involved with it that meant it. you know, that was out for the rally, so forth and so on. But as far as the people behind it, I can't think of anything consciously that it actually helped or changed or whatever. So I don't want to down their efforts. When I'm saying a heretic, I appreciate what they did. But at this point, I haven't seen any type of results. Okay, Nate says it was all resume building. See, that's what I'm getting at, Nate. You know what I mean? So I haven't seen any results. So I'm going to say abort, because we have to prove to each other that Black Lives Matter. You can't prove it to me with a T-shirt and a slogan. You got to prove it to me through your actions, our actions as a community. Let's stop killing each other. Let's teach these kids to stop killing each other, and then maybe we can start proving to other races that our lives matter to us. Black Lives Matter movement. Support or abort mission?
Abort.
Support.
Abort.
Abort. Okay, she's abort. All right, so let's move forward. You had another support or abort.
Yes. Which is support or abort beating your kids.
Beating your kids.
Handing out licks.
Handing out licks. Support or abort ass whippings for children's. Look, not children.
Definitely support.
I'm in support.
Support.
Damn.
I'm in support.
Y'all answered quick.
Your kids need their ass beat. Okay? Stop letting these people convince you that ass whippings are played out. They not. You know what the older folks used to say when we was younger? They used to say, you can either whip your kid's ass or wait till he's old and he's going to whip your ass. That's real.
Dang.
That's real.
Not only that, I mean, look at the younger generation. This is a generation without licks.
It is. It really is.
it.
And look what it's caused.
Look at it. They're out of control.
Well, speaking for the one that got lots of licks, you can't include me in that.
It helped you though, right?
I can't sit here and believe that, you know, these kids that's out of control right now got licks.
Yeah, because
I just can't believe that.
what is there to deter it? Like I used to always tell this little analogy, right? So if you have little Daquan and then little Billy, right? And of course Billy's white, Daquan's black, right? So they both decide on the walk home today they're gonna jump across the creek, right? They can't make it. They jump across the creek, they land in the mud, get their jeans dirty and whatever. Billy goes home, he gets a few words to him, sent to his room, right? Time out, you know, whatever. Little Daquan got his ass whipped. Okay, them jeans cost mom a bunch of money. You gonna do it on the day that I put them little Jordans on you? Little Daquan got his ass whipped. Tore up, right? So I'm saying a week later, little Billy says, come on, Daquan, let's go jump the creek again, right? And Daquan like, yo, let's do it. And then they get to that creek, and then suddenly his memory gets refreshed. He remembers the pain he was in from that ass whipping. All Billy did was get sent to his room. He got an Xbox in there. You understand what I mean? He got all. It wasn't punishment for him. Billy jumps the creek again. Daquan says, I can't do it this time, brother.
Because he know his ass got lit
right. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's a deterrent also. It's not even just discipline. It's a deterrent. Now, of course, there's fine areas there, right? Because you can't be abusive when beating your child. Like our parents weren't really abusive. Like we act like they were, but they really wasn't. It just sounded abusive, right? When you told people, she beat me with a race car track, right? She beat me with a hanger, right? They made me go get my own switches, you know? They psychologically damaged me, you know, before they even whipped me, right? But it really wasn't that bad. And it kept us in line and it kept us respecting elders because like, the elders who weren't related to you could whip your ass when we was young. You understand what I'm saying? So, like this brother over here, Max Casey, I could have been doing something out in the area where he from, right? The projects out in Grace, big up to Wilson Street, right? And it could have been somebody in his family that seen me doing it. And they would have dealt with me. You understand what I mean? And if they'd have took a switch and hit my legs a couple times, they'd have took me home and told my mom. And my mom would have said, thank you. And if you catch him again, whip his ass again. Right? That was our community staying together and raising children as a village.
Now? Do that today.
First of all, that kid's gonna fight you.
Let's start there.
Let's just start there. You might get cut by him. You know what I mean? So I am definitely in support of you know, bringing back the old school ass whippings. Matter of fact, it's a comment on here. Ms. Johnson says it was just schools sending letters to parents about bringing back paddling in school last week. So evidently, it ain't just us that's thinking this might need to change. Now, you may not be familiar with that. When we were young in school, you could get paddled by the principal or the vice principal. Those was the cats that held the power. When you went into their office, they would have one or two of them up on the board, up on a nail, just to threaten you.
Just to look intimidating.
Just to look like they send you into the office and make
Uh-huh.
you wait 5 minutes. Just go on in the office. I'll be in there in a second. You in the office like this. Looking at all these panels on the wall, right? Yeah, it's deterrent. It's, it's intimidation. So she's saying they're actually considering bringing that back. What do y'all think about that?
Bringing it back, yeah, schools are out of control. If you think the kids are out of control on the streets, in schools, they are. It's scary.
What about the paddling, though?
I don't know if I would trust the teachers nowadays.
That white man is going to beat the hell
That's
out
why I'm like,
your
no.
black child.
You're going to be picking your child to take
They ain't going to beat the hell out
Yeah, so
your child forehead is going to be busted.
Maybe they should just make it so it got to be assigned to, you get to pick your teacher. Put on the paper, I want Miss Anderson to beat my child. If something get out of line, do not let Principal Jenkins.
Because Principal Jenkins going to wear that ass.
They're going to tear your child up.
Yeah.
So at a minimum, I think we should bring it back in the household.
I don't know about the school.
Yeah.
I just think the households, yes. Just the households.
Man, back in the day, we had beatings. You get slapped in the mouth. That was that thing, That was that thing. So look, we're going to continue on this subject. Stay with us. We're up on another break. Yeah,
Black by Demand radio show.
2 years ago. If you broke that bike and it don't work, that's on you, brother. I suggest you get that toolkit out back and then start working with it, right? Yeah. So my son's looking at me like, wow. And I broke down to him how we had got fixing flat tires down to a science. Mm-hmm. You understand what I mean? Sticking the tube in the water. Right? Talk to me, brother. You understand what I'm saying? Critical thinking. And seeing, we look at that now and like kids, they not as on hands like we were back in the day.
That's because nowadays you don't have to put the bikes together anymore. They can come assembled.
Yeah, everything's coming assembled.
In the store, they ask you like if you want it already assembled.
Right.
Back then, you just got the box with 1,000,000 pieces.
Right, and today I don't think they could work with that.
It's just like the thought process. Nowadays, you get a bike that's already put together. Now, when you were younger, you had to put this bike together.
You got to put it together.
That basically closes your mind into learning how to do something.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now you're giving it something. So, okay, you take this and this is what it is.
Right.
So now we have to run with this instead of teaching the child, this is how you put this together so you see the result as this.
Right. Critical thinking. I like that. Absolutely. So look, not to cut you off, Mr. Denise, but let's go to our first commercial break, and then we're going to come back and finish talking about critical thinking.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Check out this flashback from Sunset Soul Radio.
Sometimes, let me say this, sometimes people did things a certain way because that's all they knew. Right. So let me finish what I'm saying. Let me keep to my point. If the only thing they knew 40 years ago was to handle like this, that's what they did. So we're holding accountable and a standard for something that some people, that's all they knew how to do. So they did it way how to do. Big Mama, when you did something, no, I'm not arguing. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the church as a whole, we have issues that we need to work on. Everything got issues. But instead of criticizing the church, let's be impactful to show something different. It bothers me. Because guess what? Because watch this is what I do. This is I can't say it to anybody else. But my church is not judgmental. We love God. All of us are sitting false from the glory of God. I believe it. One of our statements of my church is, there's nobody more important from the pulpit to the back door. All of us are God's children. That's one of the things I teach my membership. I teach my church. Because we're all God's children. All of us are flawed. All of us got issues. But you got to also take into consideration, what is the black church to the black community? We only did what we knew. That was the only place we got information. That's the only place we got education. That was the only place that we were accepted to do and to be and be free and be leaders and to guide this. And they did a good job for what they had. So I think we spent too much time condemning what was our foundation instead of trying to be progressive and say, okay, well, listen.
How do you be progressive?
You show something better without criticizing what was there.
No. Sunset Soul Radio, Thursdays from 7 to 9, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Here's what you missed on Salacious Life Radio.
You know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Be Exposed Radio.
It's a family affair if you want to look at it that way.
It is. I totally agree.
Super J. Shock and Sean. Kick it. All right, we back. We in here rocking to Jockbox. In case y'all don't know, Skinny Boy's old school Jockbox. All right, so we talking about the school beatings. I was about to say school beatings.
We did leave off.
Yeah, we are talking about shit. Ass whipping's been put back into play, back in the game. Ms. Johnson said they're trying to incorporate the paddling back into the school. So I don't know about the paddling back in school. Jury's out on that. But definitely at home. You know what I mean? Definitely at home.
Yes, definitely.
I'll read a comment here. Mr. Max Casey, he said, we made them in woodshop. They weren't playing back then. Yes, sir. But like Mike said, it taught you how to respect adults and control impulses. Yes. The people today have no control over impulses. I learned there are consequences for my actions, and it's why I'm living today. Oh, and Wallace Casey, my father, he didn't play. That's right, Mr. Casey did not play. Now, if you from Grace, everybody know who Mr. Casey is. And see, and that's what I'm saying. You know, his father was an example for us to see, you know, black men of authority. You know what I mean? And, you know, they showed that authority, even though you weren't their child. You know, so if we was at Deli Mart, you know, Post Road Liquors, and then we saw Mr. Casey, we like, hey, what's up, Mr. Casey? You know what I mean? Like, it was that respect thing, you know, and that is missing today. And he's right, you know, like those ass whippings taught us to control our impulses and to show respect. See, the youngins today, they don't have no control over their impulses. They're emotional wrecks. You know what I mean? This dude is going to go out of control because you stepped on his shoe. Like, yo, you made me put a crease in it. You know, you deserve to die. Like, it's crazy. You know, it's insane. So how we feeling about supporting, bringing back the ass whippings?
Support.
I support it. You know, you got to beat your kids every now and then. You know, if you don't like the word beat, just say, what's the other words we use?
Spanking.
Spanking. There you go. Spanking. You know,
spank them,
but correct them.
Get good licks.
Yeah, because if you spank them and correct them, you ain't got to keep cussing at them all the time. You know, we do a lot of cussing. I was guilty of that myself. You know what I mean? But hey, you know, I'm a product of my environment, right?
Growing up, my mom and her best friend used to say, for those that can't listen, they must feel.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You can't listen. You got to feel it. While the grown folks said, I can show you better than I can tell you. Yep. See, I told you to take that trash out. You didn't do it. Now I'm going to show you why you should have took that trash out. You know
you got it. Yeah.
I can show you better than I can tell you.
No.
All right, so let's do the last one in our last segment here. Support or abort the Banking Black Challenge. We taking you back to other shows. The Banking Black Challenge. Y'all remember our Bank Black Challenge show? Issued by One United Bank.
One United.
Yeah,
challenging black people to get an account with a black bank. They didn't say you had to take away your Bank of America or PNC. They just said open one with us, right? Show your support, open one with us. So we was all kind of challenged to do that. And
oh, he about to pull it out.
Yeah, I'm about to break the mold right here. I'm about to show you that Brother Mike lives by conviction. And I don't care if you see the numbers.
I was going to say, put your finger in front of it.
No, no need. You can go to my account if you want. It say no doubt. Brother Mike's in the building.
Oh, that's what the one that they advertised.
Right, that's it, right?
Yeah.
I bank black with One United, so I live by conviction. I got mine. Y'all got to get y'all's. You left it at home? Okay, all right, I'll buy that. She left hers at home. She left it at home. Daryl Robinson says, bear for GP sometimes. Bear them for GP sometimes, right? Support, right? Max Casey says support, exactly. So, yeah, so I live by conviction. You know what I mean? I set it up and got in touch with them, opened up an account. And then also I got a chance to speak with a young lady. And see, this was, again, things we don't know about. And it's a black bank. They specialize in trying to give us understanding about group economics, so forth and so on. So while I'm on the phone, with the rep, you know, I told her, you know, I may eventually open a business account with you. Got to telling her about Black by Demand. She's like, oh, I'm going to tune into the show. Check it out, right? And she said, and I also will pass the message on to our CEO. See what happens? You know what I mean? When you get involved with helping your people, and I'm not saying anything's going to come of it, but just the fact that the CEO will now know what the Black by Demand radio show is, and who Brother Mike is, who the lovely Miss Janice is, who Samantha Glam by Sam is. You know, you just never know what might happen in the future. You know,
we all about to blow
That's
up.
right. You know what I'm saying?
We all about to blow
Kaboom! We might have to hook up with One United. You know, and hopefully she got a chance to go and see the show that we did on the Bank Black Challenge, because that was issued by them and Killer Mike, who rolls with them.
And that show would have been 9/11/2017.
9/11/2017 is the show that we did for the Bank Black Challenge. You can catch that at the YouTube channel, Black by Demand. So yeah, so how we feel about the Banking Black Challenge?
Definitely support.
Support?
Definitely.
Definitely support. I think people are not aware of the importance of it.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Because, you know, a lot of the European banking practices are not designed to help us. You know, it's not designed to help us.
Right, sure.
You know what I mean? So they take your money all day, your direct deposit, your savings account, and then they reissue it out to people who don't look like you. And when you come to get some, they say, sorry. Right. Your credit score is just not there. What did I need? You needed an 803. You got a 799. I'm sorry. You can't get it. So, you know, so it's very, very important, and I love that they brought that to the forefront. And I can't begin to tell you the pride that I have when I pull that debit card out. And it's
That's a fly-ass card, though.
Sister on the front of it like this. You know what I mean? So if they was brave enough to do that, like, how can we not be brave enough to take our little baby steps?
Yeah.
Like, that's major.
So what was the process to opening your account? Let's start
I did it online.
Online?
You did it online. Like, they encourage people to, at a minimum, open the savings account. But I went on and opened the checking and the savings. Because I want that debit card. you know, everybody happy about their Ravens debit card and all that. Not me.
Look, pull yours out.
Yeah.
Bam.
I got a sister on mine. You know, with the right salute. So, yeah, and it feels good. It feels good. I like the look on people's face when they see it. All people, black people, white people, when I give them that card, everybody's like, oh,
where's this from?
Yeah, where you get that from? Some black people. Some black people, straight up. Got it from some black people. So we support the Banking Black Challenge.
Yeah.
So for the audience today, if you guys are familiar with the Banking Black Challenge, let us know if you support that or if you understand the importance of doing that and being a part of that. Max Casey says, hey, great show today, Mike. Got to get this money so I can open up an account with One United. My man, I appreciate that, Max. Thanks for tuning in with us, man. Appreciate that. My man. That's Grace Mob. We go back like 4 flats on Cadillac. You hear me? So we support it, right?
Yes.
Nate, that ain't right. Don't do that, Nate.
What he said?
Nate back there with all the blue, all the little sound effects. I love it. So yeah, I'm Banking Black. So now I put you ladies on the spot, air them out a little bit. Y'all got to come in with y'all card. Everybody in the audience now is waiting.
That's mine.
Okay.
You can't be.
You ain't
black
talking about
by
nothing.
man. You know what I mean? So that's happening tonight, huh?
Right.
Going down tonight.
Right.
As soon as you get to your back book.
No, that is a fly-ass card, though. That card is
And you know they got
fly-ass.
different choices.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's like 4 of them.
Oh.
Yeah, and they all got, it's like one artist they used that did all the graphic arts on it. Yeah, it's nice. I know the one card is called the Dooney card because all of them got names. And that's a little boy. It's a little black boy on there. And then it's another one on there with a sister on there. And she's holding up the peace sign. And she's got like the American flag tied around her neck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're all symbolic. It's nice.
Ew.
It is really, really nice. So we support the Banking Black Challenge, and we continue to issue that challenge to our audience members and anyone that's in earshot, And if you're not black, we still challenge you to bank black because we bank white.
All the time.
All the time, you know what I mean? So we challenge you to bank black, Go amaze your friends when they see your card. Might not want to be your friends no more after that, but hey, live by conviction.
Right.
Live by conviction. So what else we got? Anything else we want to put out here for support or abort?
What about Facebook?
Ooh, Facebook. Support or abort Facebook.
I mean, of course, all y'all Facebook lovers will be like support, but really, what about Facebook?
I'm
How
going to
about
have
social
to support.
media in general?
See, I think social media and Facebook are good tools.
Yeah.
I think they're abused. You
That's
understand what I mean?
very
They're
true.
abused.
Yeah.
Because, see, when they did the internet, now, I don't know if they did this on purpose or not, but you know the biggest problem with the internet, when they created the internet, is that it ain't got no rules, right?
True.
Right? So it wasn't set up to say, oh, you can only do business or you can do personal. So, you know, you got all these benefits, but at the same time, if you're a neo-Nazi, you can now
Ain't
find.
nobody checking the
Right.
internet.
You can find people who hate like you hate.
Right.
So I think that was their biggest mistake with the internet. They didn't put no rules to it. But, you know, people are very clever, so it may not even have been a mistake.
True.
And that might have been done by design. But I think social media has been a great platform for many people, you know. Definitely can't be against it because
gives us our
the Black Body Man radio show is social media, you know,
Yeah.
so we're here. And I think it's also a lot of consciousness to a lot of people who didn't know things. People are waking up, you know, so whether it's on the racial tip, you know, because there's a lot of black people that don't believe racism is as bad as other black people do. And then, you know, white people don't believe it's as bad. And so now those non-believers are being forced to see the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, remember Dave Chappelle made a little joke about it in one of his stand-ups where he's pretending the white guy was reading the paper about all the black people getting killed. He's like, honey, I guess those black guys were right. Looks like the police have killed them like flapjacks. You know what I'm saying? And he was just making a point. Like, now they see. So, yes, I think social media is great. I like Facebook. Didn't think I would. I was kind of late in the game when I joined it. I didn't join Facebook till like 2013, something like that. Everybody else had been on it, right?
What?
I was late. So, yeah, I think it's got benefits. How you feel? Support or abort? Facebook.
Abort.
Abort? Because you just like, I'm not even an active member. You care less, right?
I've been living life without it. and
Without
I'm
it.
fine.
Yeah, keeps you out of trouble. Keeps your life private.
Living life without it.
It's hard to
just
be private
fine.
on Facebook, you know? It's hard to be private. And of course, I know you support Facebook.
Why?
Because you're millennial.
What does that mean?
We created it for you guys.
Oh my gosh.
We created it for you guys. What about IG? I like IG. My experience has been it's less haters on IG. Maybe that statement's not true. It's just been my experience. You know, like IG, like you can get some love on IG.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Facebook, it'd be all your family and friends. You can get no love. They sitting around mad. Still remembering when you didn't like the post of their child's birthday party. They ain't like my post. I don't like nothing of hers no more. Isn't that crazy?
That's how they get.
Yeah, they made us shallow. We shallow. We all out here fishing for likes. Not me. But if y'all get a chance,
Yeah.
go to the Black Bottom Man channel on YouTube and subscribe.
It's something else.
If you get a chance. Miss Glam by Sam.
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead and plug?
Follow Glam by Sam for you on Instagram and Facebook. And the only two that I got.
Tell them what you're doing. Tell them what's it about.
All things makeup, of course.
Oh,
You
I
see
like
the
how
look.
she said that. All things makeup.
All things makeup. We dabble in a little bit of fashion too, but yeah,
Okay.
just a really good beat, you know?
Right. So you're going to get their face looking good, and you're going to
Yes.
help them with their fashion attire.
Yes.
Very nice. You can help them buy a BBD t-shirt.
Right. We also support MBBD.
That's right. It's all BBD, y'all. That's how we getting down. That's what's up. So, yeah, I support Facebook. I won't abort it. Any more before we get on the road here?
I don't know. Did we do Black Love?
Black Love. We did skip Black Love. Black Love. Support or abort Black Love?
Support Black Love.
Let's get a little details, though. What exactly are we meaning by Black Love?
It just seems lately that it looks like, you know, there are a lot of people
One
aborting
minute.
it.
A lot of people aborting it. I say support Black Love.
I say support
I
it,
think
but
Black Love is so extraordinary that if you out and about and you're demonstrating it, man and a woman, like it disturbs people, either in a good way or a bad way. But either way, it disturbs them. Some people, it's like, oh, that's nice. And then other people are like, ugh. You know, like,
gosh.
Black Love is powerful, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So support Black Love and start spreading Black Love. How do you feel about millennials? Do they have Black Love?
I think millennials are mixy as hell. but-
Okay. All right. And I value that opinion because you're a
Yeah.
millennial, right? You know, because of course you know my opinion. Y'all just crazy as a bag of angel dust. You know, but anyway, thanks for tuning in with us, everyone. This has been the Black Body Man Radio Show.
tired of
We
having
signing
no
out with the lovely Miss Janice, Miss Samantha Glam by Sam. And of course, I'm your boy, Brother Mike. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.
The black side.
You know it.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty about Jennifer Holliday.
Anyway, let's get back to
Yeah, well, what I wanted to say is that I can understand 100% where Jennifer Holliday is coming from.